Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, October 13th, 2023. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. The previous session here with an outside day, initially here rejecting the previous two-day highs on CPI data and dropping below the previous two-day lows, hitting A8 period, eventually closing back above those lows. But right now, a three-day narrow range finished, and at the moment, a narrow range here heading into the RTH Open. We have export price index, import price index coming up soon, 8 a.m. Central. Also, FOMC member Harker speaking, and Michigan consumer expectations and Michigan consumer sentiment later on as well. So right now, the market currently in a narrow range holding pattern. Ahead of that, we had a very nice upside push here over the last several days. So this pullback could be a buying opportunity for bulls looking to extend the gains to the upside. In order to do so, you got to push through that 44.21, 44.56 as well. Those two, that's the midpoint of the previous month's range. This is the midpoint of the previous quarter's range. Those are the big levels to break to the upside in order to extend this current short-term strength into a bigger move higher. Otherwise, failure to get back above that 44.21 and you start to rotate your way back down here. So on this next pullback, do we find a higher low of some sort that can lead this thing higher through the 44.21s, or do we start to fail back below the key range low and work our way for a retest of the recent lows? Got to keep an eye here on 43.50 early on here to finish the week. If we take a look here at the NQ, right now, the NQ showing 4-day narrow range in development. The previous several days here, outside day down briefly in the previous session, now holding within a narrow range. The NQ trading just 45% of average range, inside day at the moment, just barely missing out on the previous session's low as of right now. Again, a very nice upward push over the last several days. Is this pullback here an opportunity for bulls to defend and extend the move higher? Can we get up there toward the 15.7 level? 15.7 could be in play on a pullback here to 15.1, 15.1, 150. Can price defend into that zone and see a push off of that area? If not, a failure here in this zone opens up a retest back toward 14.6 down below. So this is going to be important here early on to see how does the market respond to the 15.150 zone, 15.1. That area could lead to a bounce off point back to 15.7 up above. Looking at crude oil, wow, crude oil, big move here today, especially in pre-market trading, up over 4% right now. A massive squeeze on headline news. You got a big time push through the previous session's range, a huge move back within the range. So over the last couple of days here, seeing some weakness here, seeing a stop run day, seeing a retest of the breakdown point and a drop back down today. Big time turnaround, huge push to the other side of the range, and that type of move right there could open up strength up ahead. So even though we're coming into a very bearish part of the year in terms of seasonality, this market right now still working on headline risk, showing a big time positive move at the moment. Bears not looking to fade into this strength. Very strong right now, and at the moment got to watch to see how it proceeds into 87 and that 88 level. Once we do get into that zone, do we stay in the lower half of this range here, or do we start to transition into the upper half of the previous range? 88.27 is going to be that key level. As of right now, we're still in the lower half, but very bullish here today for crude oil. Taking a look at gold futures, this one's up nearly 2% as well. Very strong. This one had a similar gap up to begin the week like crude oil, but has continued higher day over day. Higher highs day over day, higher lows day over day. The previous session looked like it was turning in a potentially strong high here and closed bearish, but just today again on news you're seeing a big time move to the upside. Blow off top right now could be happening in the intraday time frame. 1920 being tested right now and back above the 1900 edge. 1900 was very important. We mentioned that before. If price remains below 1900, we stay between 1900 and 18. To push through 1900 with a transition day, you start to open up the upper portion into 2000 back into this range. So at the moment, this market right here taking out that previous high, taking out 1900 and working its way back toward the 1950 sell-off point, and maybe even as high as that FOMC key level up there near the 1970 level. All right, taking a look lastly here at the YM. This one right now showing narrow range price action, 162 points of range, just 35% of ADR. Inside day, again, the previous session, rejection of 2-day highs, outside day against 2-day lows. Exactly what we were looking for the day before on a Wednesday afternoon. Now that we've seen that play out within the uptrending market, is the market able to find some support in this lower zone for an attempt higher? Right now, with the strength behind crude oil and even gold, may be a little bit heavier for this market to go up. So again, keeping an eye on 33.6, watching to see how that area responds. If we can get a good strong reaction or rejection of these prices, we could catapult back up and work our way back toward 34.7, 34.8 up above. So right now trying to hold this edge. A failure here and you're working your way back down to a big time retest of the recent lows. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops here heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.